my test.
Welcome to a super duper exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. We're on.
Hey.
I'm Ryan Boni. I'm here, joined yet again on this stellar panel by Kevin Bastos.
Hello. I have to say, ran into another
fan. We're up to 3 now.
Yep. Yes. Mr. Rob Clan. Nicole
Nice.
Clan. I know.
All right.
Saying hello. They were like, hello, Mr. TV star. I was like,
Yes.
oh.
We should do a shout out for each fan as they
I told them I would
themselves aware.
specifically mention them this week. So don't
Fantastic.
worry. You're in.
Justin Pinto's here. You got any new fans?
I did not meet any
No new
fans. None.
followers?
No new followers
You
this
need
week.
to post it up on the Facebook.
I do not have the book face.
Well, you have the Twitter. Maybe you could do a trek a day.
I'm waiting to get some more Trek. And then I'm going to
How
get back
many
into
people
it.
are at, well,
I
how
don't
many
know.
people are following you on Trek a day?
I haven't been on there in a while.
Give them a little, hey.
Check this out.
We got Discovery and Picard, right?
I do, but I'm trying to, I like to have a lot. I don't like to
Okay.
just do, a season. Because then I forget what happened in season 1 by the time I watch season 2.
Yeah.
I like to have Discovery's in season 2, Picard's in season 1.
And then if Tarantino really does a Star Trek movie.
I think I have to watch the third Star Trek movie,
Change
too.
it. You can change it from Trek a Day / Media Weekly.
Yeah. Inside Media Weekly a day.
You could go back to episode 1.
And I'll watch them all, and I'll tweet about it while watching them.
This is, by the way,
back to
episode,
Bonner.
I believe, 170, if the counting is correct.
Holy
I have not
smokes.
been counting.
Well, that's after the 5 initial episodes that were
What's wrong with that?
the round table. They have their own
Do they
separate
count?
numbering system.
They have a separate numbering system? What the what?
It's like a Doctor Who kind of a thing.
first-
Does it count? Does
Remember
it
the
not
first
count?
5 we had the round table, which
Well,
were
the first
weekly.
episode was hosted by someone else.
Yeah, well, she hosted the first 5, I think, and then it became weekly after that.
We kicked out the high school student.
Who knew?
Well, she graduated,
Sorry, high school student, you're gone.
We renamed the show.
added weekly after it, and there it was. Speaking of there it was, there's a sea otter.
There is.
And she's going to float out of the screen right about now.
She had enough.
And that's all we have the time we have for on this edition.
See you next week.
Weekly. So before we get into, obviously we've got Oscars were last night. Razzie nominations also occurred. But before we get to that
I did not
exciting
know that.
news,
You didn't see that on the list?
we have...
I didn't catch it.
I went there. Even though I was teaching, as I'm always teaching when the rundown comes out.
Wow.
I was like, kids,
hold on.
Media
Stop
related.
teaching.
yourselves for a minute. Take a minute.
Let's go over the Razzies.
So Birds of Prey came out. Was number 1, however, way below expectations. I guess Warner Brothers was kind of predicting like a 60, 70, $80 million opening.
That doesn't seem like it's a lot.
It came out with
Compared
$33 million for its opening weekend. I assume you would consider that to be a bit of a flop.
Well, it's already made money
Disappointment.
on production costs. It only cost $75 million to make.
Well,
Made $81 million total.
worldwide.
Worldwide,
Oh,
correct, true.
Well, little rough.
All
'cause
the dollars count.
There is no China box office right now.
This could be... They never released Joker
I understand.
in China.
but
Well, with Birds of Prey, will it be released?
Most things are closed
Yes.
in China.
Well, it started... It's ramping back up today, isn't it? Are they starting to open some more stuff today?
I don't think so. Shanghai, Disneyland still closed. Hong Kong, Disney still closed.
Well, there's more
I
to
understand.
the economy than
But,
Disney.
Supermarket. People have to eat. After 2 weeks, but the cash cow of, Disney. Disney
No,
closed for 2 weeks. It's serious if Disney's closed.
Yeah. No chance for them to make money.
I know. What are they going to do with only their billions and billions of dollars?
Yeah, I was going to say they'll be all right.
In case you're wondering, this is the worst DC
that.
movie opening since Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
And there have been some turds in there.
I forgot about Jonah Hex altogether. I forgot it totally even existed as a film.
I think DC would like that as well.
What do they want to get rid of more? Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds or Jonah Hex?
Oh, I don't know. Right. See, Green Lantern's such a punchline now. Almost people are going to go see that. But when I say Jonah Hex was worse, no one's going to be like,
Wait a second. What are you talking about, Jonah? There's Jonah Hex? What is that?
no one's going to go see that.
I don't think so. But
Did you watch the Green Lantern film?
I've never seen it.
You've not missed anything.
I know, that's why I haven't seen it. I mean, people tell me it's terrible. Why? I'm not going to sign up. It's terrible. You should see it. Oh, right. I will.
It's like,
perfect.
Is this rotten? Taste this.
Yeah.
Nope, you're good.
So that raccoon commercial.
Right.
This is terrible. You should try it. I have a very sensitive palate.
That's a funny commercial.
It is.
Totally true.
Yeah, as soon as something's really terrible, you got to try this.
Everyone does that.
Why?
Smell this.
It's bad.
No. I'm good. One
Yeah,
person's
terrible.
test, we're good.
Yeah.
What's funny about we're officially into movie number 8 as far as the DC universe.
The
Justice
League-ish.
The DC extended universe. But as you look at the movies, it's frightening that some definite movies that were not well thought of. Suicide Squad, 133 million. Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. This is opening weekend, 166 million. Granted, most of these came out in the summertime. Aquaman, of course, turned out to be very good, but
relax there. Turned out to make money.
well, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
Turned out to make
67
money.
million.
Pinto's a fan.
I do like
me,
it.
not so much.
Wonder Woman was 103. Man of Steel was 116. Justice League was 93, and even Shazam was $53 million.
I like Shazam.
So that's
I liked
still $20 million more than Birds of Prey.
And I liked Shazam. I thought it was funny. You've not seen it.
Was
You've
Suicide
not seen
Squad
it.
R or PG-13?
I think PG-13. And it was a turd. It was terrible.
I saw some of it, and I couldn't. I was like, I'm not even wasting my time on this.
It was bad.
It was like on HBO or something. I'm like, I'm changing the channel because I have other options right now. I did not pay directly for this movie, and I can change the channel.
included.
Yeah, I didn't buy a ticket. If I bought a ticket, I'd sit there and suffer.
I bought tickets.
Yeah.
I
So
bought multiple
somebody
tickets.
said that this being rated R probably really limited its options. Well, as soon as you that's why they don't make most movies R, to make money. Like,
The Lego Batman movie opened 53 million.
and they were really going
Watchmen
down,
was
down, down,
55.
down.
Yeah, Lego Batman was a disappointment as well,
Batman
if I
and
remember
Robin
correctly.
opened $42 million back
Like in 97.
in 1997.
And we all know that was a great cinematic masterpiece.
So obviously, interesting. If you look at the top 10, there was quite a few movies that had less than a 10% drop from week to week. Of course, Bad Boys for Life is still holding strong at number 2, but
Knives
1917 only had a 5% drop. Jumanji 7% drop, and Knives Out 8.9%. Obviously, the Academy
Award
Awards
season
kind
is
of gets
upon us.
people
Gotta see
excited
it.
for things they might have missed out on or wanted to see them before. And Doolittle just defying all expectations, hanging in there
no.
at $6 million again.
No, I don't think that's defying.
Well,
What's its total gross?
It is
63.
63
It
million.
will not make it to 100. It will not.
Drive-in. We're going to attach it to something at the
It will
drive-in.
not. Oh my.
Well, they must spend $175 to make it.
So we're looking at
I don't know what the
worldwide.
foreign box office is, but
Okay. It's usually doubled.
I mean, it could be, yeah.
It's a lot.
Sometimes,
to make
because like Star
up.
Wars,
lot to make up.
I think Star Wars Force Awakens, it's like 936 million US and like 1.1 billion foreign.
Crazy amount of money.
But it's not, I mean, you said double. Like Avengers is 800 million US and like almost 2 billion worldwide.
Sure.
Yeah, so that is like your double rule.
Yeah.
But certain films like Star Wars plays better stateside.
Speaking of stateside,
Yes.
how about those Oscars?
How about those Oscars?
I watched exactly what I wanted to watch.
So
Came in, who won the first 2 awards, and now we'll watch the last 4. Done.
I had a few problems with the broadcast itself. I felt like
No host?
the opening 10 minutes were a little awkward. Obviously, a fantastic performance in the beginning, but it felt like it wasn't.
I don't know who was the performance.
It felt like Janelle was the.
We did not watch it. Who
I
was
know.
it?
I'm sorry.
Who was the fantastic performance?
Amazing performance. Well, so they started the show off with. It was a big production number, and it started with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and kind of went into lots of different songs. But it felt more like a Broadway. It would have felt great at the Tonys or maybe at the Grammys. It felt a little out of place at the Academy Awards. And then immediately following that, you're reminded that this is a television show because Steve Martin and Chris Rock come out and they are struggling with the teleprompter. They're telling funny jokes, but they're just really, really stiff with the teleprompter.
Well, Steve Martin and Chris Rock aren't used to being out in front of crowds, so
Well, I was thinking, Steve Martin, he sometimes does some of the deadpan type of humor, whereas Chris Rock is always very super energetic.
brash.
And it just
Put those
seemed
two guys
kinda
together and
odd.
they imitated one another.
It was an odd beginning. Of course, Brad Pitt got the first award of the night.
Of course.
Best Supporting
Thank
Actor.
goodness.
Who won Best Supporting Actress?
So let's quickly go through. See, in case you missed it,
I was coming home from Crafton, Ingram area as the Oscars were on.
I will have to say a couple other things. The Billie Eilish performance of yesterday.
Oh,
the
I saw that.
yesterday was a little rough.
That's too iconic a song to sing.
Yes, for anybody
Right.
to be. Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, and you're a pretty good singer. Why don't you go out there and do Bohemian Rhapsody? That'd be good. You're in. You're in.
Well, then they did They did this great video clip of movie or songs that are in movies, and it had, of course, a bunch of John Hughes things. It had Rocky, Eye of the Tiger. It had.
This is where Eminem comes out?
Yeah, and then
I heard about that.
I caught Eminem. I was like, why is he here?
So what-
What's he doing? I caught only that part of that
Eminem.
performance.
and it just it was all this iconic stuff, and then all of a sudden you're watching, and then there's 8 Mile clips showing, and you're like, and then there's more 8 Mile clips showing, and I'm like, okay. I mean, iconic.
This was a movie, yes.
It was a movie. It was up for best song, I think.
20-some years ago.
Yeah,
Was it 20-some years ago?
It was 17 years ago that, and then all of a sudden Eminem came up from out of the floor with a whole giant orchestra.
And that's when they pan the audience and everyone's making like Billie Eilish is like.
There's a lot of
Make a
weird
face, and
faces.
they found Martin Scorsese sleeping.
And then they started.
They found him and he was like this. And he was like, was he closing his eyes?
Again.
Was he?
You could do whatever you want. When you're Martin Scorsese,
Go ahead, Martin.
right.
Catch a few. We know.
Again.
Show's gonna go late.
A perfect thing to have the big giant return of Eminem after however many years at the Grammys would make sense, but all of a sudden to have him in the
Well, did he
middle-
win the Oscar for the song and wasn't there to
Did
accept it?
not go there, right? He said he didn't feel. He said he didn't think he was going to win. He also didn't feel comfortable amongst all.
It was just like his triumphant Oscar debut.
17 years later, he came back, but didn't get his.
He didn't. Well, he didn't come back. He made his debut, right? He was
His
never
debut.
there.
You're right.
Well, better late than never.
And then some people are greatly applauding the Joaquin Phoenix speech. I think both Joaquin Phoenix and Renee Zellweger's speeches were a little too off the rails for my taste. Like, Renee was just trying to thank people, but like I don't know, it seemed to kind of get lost. And Joaquin Phoenix didn't thank anybody and didn't really acknowledge the movie in any shape or form.
Well, he's already given how many speeches for it? I mean, how many? He's thanked everybody.
Made me uncomfortable.
Okay,
Went too far.
but you knew it. But you also knew it was coming
I
as soon
understand.
as he won.
Well, he's
yeah.
he's got some cray. I mean, he's come out, looking the bearded, Unabomber kind of thing for a while.
Yeah.
Didn't he was he the one who did the rap thing and wanted to disappear and came back?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Oh, there was some.
And then he was on, was it Letterman or whatever? He didn't speak the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was trying to do.
Yeah.
People thought maybe he was doing a Andy Kaufman style stunt, which it turned out to be. What was it?
It was his relaunch. And
Casey Affleck was doing was following him around and making a pseudo documentary film.
It was
about
weird.
That was
Those kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. Go over there and do that. Okay. No.
Do you think they tell David Letterman he's not going to talk before he goes out?
Oh, I would expect
Probably.
David Letterman does some kind of a run through with whomever, and this is the expectation. And if they pull one of those kinds of things, it'd be like, okay, never call him again. Don't bring him back. I'm David Letterman. I'll make this place like
Speaking
Hoff.
of, you talked about his beard. David Letterman's got quite the beard lately.
But again, he's retired. He's out of it. He's not like showing up on the Tonight Show with that kind of crazy.
I like that beard. That beard's awesome.
That's an impressive beard.
All right. I'm done with beards. I think I'm out. Like I was somewhere over the weekend. I was like, everyone between 35 and 18 has a beard.
But how many have a beard like David Letterman's? Like
Some.
that'd
Not
be
enough.
like-
One guy had the Raleigh fingers.
Oh,
kinda
that's
rolled
been a- yeah,
over.
that's been
I
a
was
comeback.
like,
Yeah.
Like I'll say Raleigh fingers. There are what 0 kids in here who know who that is.
No problem. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
One.
I mean,
over under is a half.
I would say, yeah, that's a good over under, and I think I take the under.
I think Kenneth Branagh did that for Murder on the Orient Express when he had Hercule
I
Poirot.
believe he
right?
was in a movie.
Wait,
Playing a role.
this guy might have been in a movie.
Nope.
No.
Nope. He was at a restaurant. I was like,
Maybe just got done filming.
That's
That
Busy
man
day.
he has some serious mustache wax. He is
If you're
going
gonna do
all
it,
in.
if you're gonna do it, you have to just
Go
go.
all in.
I understand.
You can't just be like, well, let's kind of do this.
I looked. Someone had a world championships of beard kind of a thing, and there's this guy who's like a
half
12-time champion. He had some hexagonal grid
Oh,
on
that's
his.
fantastic.
No, it was not.
not good. Okay.
No, it was not.
What about a half? Just one size.
I went to college with a guy.
I know you did. That's
and
why I mentioned it.
He did a lot of drugs. Yeah, he did, and TJ would tell you.
Wow.
Oh yeah, lots and lots.
And it caused facial hair growth.
Half dash.
No, it caused the removal of half of it. That was went around for a couple days.
So there was these Oscars that happened. I'm actually excited to say I saw almost all of the movies. I saw
Called it,
7
too.
of the Best Pictures. I did not see 1917. I never got to see Little Women, but and I watched a couple of these others as well.
Was there only 9 nominated? I thought there was 10.
9.
There's 9? I know it's up to 10,
So-
but
So performance by an actor in a leading role, of course, Joaquin Phoenix. We already discussed. I certainly felt Adam Driver was excellent in Marriage Story, even though I think Marriage Story was a pretty weak movie overall. DiCaprio was okay. I didn't see Pain and Glory,
They weren't going to give it to DiCaprio
But-
again. He just got it.
and Jonathan Pryce was great in Two Popes. But
Loved it. Oh, that was of those my second favorite.
Yeah.
Clearly.
a supporting actor, Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think was certainly
well, he had never won an Oscar. Had he?
well deserved.
No, he had not.
Not as an actor, they said, right? He was a producer on. What was he a producer on? So he has some Oscar for. I don't know, I was listening to when I like when they announce all the. This is Justin Pinto's seventh nomination, but
First win.
Bernie Taupin's first win.
Who's Bernie?
Who is Bernie Taupin?
Yeah. Who was?
He is the co-writer with Elton John. Elton John writes the music and Taupin writes the lyrics. That's when
For
we
like
listen
50
to
years.
Right. If you listen to a song by Elton John, you could be like, "What is this song about?" He sprinkles in words like salt. He's just like, and cucumbers and something about a car.
So did Rocket Man win
Tables.
Best Song?
No, the song from Rocket Man won Best
Yeah.
Song, and I thought the song was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't
Maybe
very
Elton
impressive,
John's
but-
worst song in the last 30 years.
Well, something's gonna win.
I understand. I understand.
Renee Zellweger, Judy, which bothered me that when they did the musical montage of all the songs, you've got Judy as a nominee and they didn't do Somewhere Over the Rainbow as one of the clips inside. Maybe they had copyright issues.
Darn copyright.
Supporting actress was Laura Dern. I didn't think she was fantastic in Marriage Story, but
Kathy Bates already won.
Scarlett Johansson was up for
Right.
actress
She
as
was
well as
two
supporting.
places. I didn't see Little Women, so I don't know. And then Margot Robbie, I think, has a rough go at it. Anything she has, she's all over the place, and that's tough to say. But
The triumphant return of Toy Story. Toy Story 4 wins Best Animated Feature.
I don't think it was a favorite either.
no, I don't think it was, and I was sort of disappointed in it.
Cinematography, we have Roger Deakins for 1917.
That was that cinematographer opening was pretty good before they gave the award. They're like, the cinematographer, the person who picks you up in the golf cart and drives you around,
Makes the food.
makes the food. Wait, no, I'm being told that's not what a cinematographer does. Hold on. Okay.
The only other thing, and I did not see The Lighthouse, but people have been talking a lot about The Lighthouse. And
Oh, I heard about the Lighthouse.
and how just it's very cinematic, and the way that it's shot and stuff like that. So that was the only thing I thought might give
I will talk to you more about the Lighthouse.
You've
after.
mentioned it before.
Oh yes.
Costume design, Little Women.
Yes.
And so we get into directing. Bong Joon-ho for Parasite takes the directing nod. Of course, lots of people thought maybe Scorsese or Tarantino might pull one out, but the problem for me is that it's not either one of their best pictures. And then
That happens all the time where somebody doesn't win for what they should have won, and they're just like, wow, we really messed that up.
And then it's interesting, Todd Phillips and Sam Mendes, neither one of them really highly thought of for a long time because they did kind of more schlocky type of movies. And then now they're both being considered
Serious director.
serious directors.
Serious film director.
Best documentary. This This was actually the one I saw. So American Factory was on Netflix, and it was good. I didn't feel I think I mentioned on the show, it felt like the ending was unexpected to them. So it just kind of, I feel like a lot of these documentaries, they're going in, they're telling the story, and then they're following something in real time. And if it doesn't turn out the way they wanted it to, they just kind of slap it together an ending in it. But the Obamas were not there for that because they were executive producers or something. But documentary short Learning to Skate in a War Zone If You're a Girl was winner.
Did not see it.
Got huge applause, so I figured that was pretty good. Film editing, Ford versus Ferrari. It was nice to see a little more of a mainstream film also get some recognition. Of course, international feature film. They've changed it from foreign language to international. Parasite won. Once that won, I thought maybe it wasn't going to win Best Picture.
Oh, I thought it was. Even going in, I was like, "Oh, I can feel it coming." That line was there.
Makeup and hair. Makeup and hair is Bombshell. The original score was Joker, up against some stalwarts in Randy Newman. Back again, John Williams. First female to win the original score.
Do you think they
believe.
even make sure that John Williams or Randy Newman did anything, or do they just like some people just write it down?
Put it down.
I don't even think I think some years they're like, John Williams, he had to do something. I'm just gonna write John Williams down. Did he do a movie? I'm sure he did. Just put his name down.
And here it is. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man for Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures Original Song. I got to say, though, I feel like the Randy Newman song, of course, they performed all of them. I felt like the Randy Newman song, the Frozen song, were not, as iconic as previous Toy Story or Frozen songs. So
sure.
The intro to the Frozen song by Josh Gad was pretty awesome. He goes, performed by Idina Menzel, pronounced just like you would think. The way it's spelled.
The way it's spelled.
It was just like such a.
Oh, that's like a slap at John Travolta.
Yeah, but it was so funny.
My kids still make fun of that.
So apparently in the Oscars list they go right to Best Picture. Before production design. So Parasite, of course, Best Picture. I mean, personally, I think it was. And again, I did not see 1917, so I have to preface it with that. But I felt like it was Parasite. I thought was a cut above the other movies. I thought Jojo Rabbit was extremely well done. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was decent, but Marriage Story I didn't think was great. Irishman just felt like it
was too long. It needed an editor. It's tough to cut out. I mean, again, you're looking at those 4 iconic parts and thinking, how do you cut some of this out of here? Yeah. How do you get rid of some of, not what these guys aren't dying or anything, but the last time they're all sharing the screen together, last time this kind of film might be made, and it's Netflix. Who cares?
Yeah. And then Joker. You have to wonder if the Academy is yet willing to anoint, a comic book movie or a Netflix film as Best Picture yet on either.
I thought they both were worthy of the award this year, but weren't going to get it. So.
Happy though that it was a pretty good year for movies. I think as far as I felt like
the set. I don't think there's a turd on the list. I don't think there's anything I'm like, oh, crikey, we're going to be making fun of this in 2 years. And there have been a lot of those in the last decade. A lot of them. Production
design. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought it was funny that, of course, as per usual, most of the production design nominees are period pieces because they're going to get the most notice. Hair Love won for Best Animated Short. Neighbor's Window was Best Live Action Short. Sound editing, Ford versus Ferrari. Sound mixing, 1917. Visual effects, 1917. Adapted screenplay, Jojo Rabbit. And original screenplay was Parasite.
There's a lot of different out there.
Yeah.
They really try to spread the awards around this year. So, that's good.
Shouldn't they just vote for what they think is best?
I think they should. But what I'm saying is, if all these different movies got the awards, then, okay, it's good.
Can you believe, speaking of good, that there's been 4 DC movies that have won Oscars and the Joker has been in all 4 of them?
I am unsurprised.
And one of them that won an Oscar is Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And now I'm surprised again.
So Joker won Best Original Score and Best Actor.
True.
Dark Knight won Best Sound Editing, Best Supporting Actor. Suicide Squad won Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
Yes.
And Tim Burton's Batman won Best Art Direction. Now, they said, in this article, it's worth noting Richard Donner's Superman the movie did receive a Special Achievement Award at the Oscars for visual effects, but they don't count that as an Oscar. So, for this story to work, it has to be...
Well, if it doesn't count, it doesn't count.
God.
So, we have the Razzies coming out.
Ha!
I know this is what you've been waiting for. We don't have a whole lot of time left.
I wrote notes down on it.
Okay, good. So, the Razzies.
This is great. New award this year. Worst reckless disregard for human life and public property. Fabulous.
Who's
That's
nominated?
the award. That is the award. So I looked at the list, and I was like, now wait a minute. There has to be a movie up here that got some acclaim that had worse in it. The Joker movie, I think 97 people died. I was like, okay, well, what is the Rambo film? 564 people were killed
In Rambo.
the Rambo film. 564.
How many in the Medea family?
I don't know, but I think that's not nominated, is it? That's not nominated.
Like Cats, where
That's not nominated
No,
for
that's-
Worst picture.
for
Cats.
worst reckless
Fanatic,
disregard for human
Haunting.
life and public property. Scroll to that one. That's great. Worst reckless disregard for human life and public property.
Does it just get is the winner just the movie that I guess it
Not
got
kills
property.
the most, but reckless disregard for human life and public. My guess is somebody's like blowing things up and putting things.
Well, I mean,
through
look at the
windows.
list. You've got the Haunting.
Haunting of Sharon Tate. That's only 5-6 people in the Tate LaBianca murders. So you just have to have reckless disregard for human life. Like maybe you're really.
Hellboy.
I'm assuming Hellboy. A lot of people died. I'm assuming.
Rambo, you said 564.
impressive.
564.
And the movie's only the movie's not even 2 hours, I don't think.
Well, I can remember like ages ago when Die Hard 2 blew up the plane, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, this movie has the most death in it ever," and that beat Red Dawn, that had like a crazy amount of death, and then everyone was talking about it, and then what was
Hot
that?
Shots Part 2?
Loaded Weapon. No,
one of
Hot
those.
Shots
Hot
Part.
Shots. Or
Hot
did they just
Shots.
start counting? And
Like they were like the most deaths ever in a movie, and they counted them off, and ding, 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 most kills in a movie ever. It was great.
Hey, we're getting a rap sign, so we're going to have to come back to the Razzies next week. Also, too, by the
Should I
way,
bring Eminem out
Rocketeer
again?
2 is going to happen. Yeah, Eminem's. Well, Knives 2 is going to replace everybody in the cast except for Daniel Craig, which seems weird for such a big ensemble movie.
Of course, I haven't seen
And-
it, but my guess is
2 Transformers movies are in development, which we'll get to next week. This weekend we got The Photograph, Fantasy Island, and Sonic the Hedgehog. So we'll have to see which one is able to topple Birds of Prey on the next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.
Quite a list.
what was the other two?
The
The
Photograph?
Photograph, which I just watched the trailer for that. It is